Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a look at something that seems, well, really simple on the surface. We got these 5 short, everyday English dialogue scripts. They're from the Simple Daily English Conversations podcast designed for language practice. Saying hello, buying something, ordering coffee, phone calls, making plans. The basics. But our mission here isn't really about the vocabulary itself. It's more about digging into the social architecture underneath. What do these tiny scripts tell us about the sort of unwritten rules of just interacting every day? What are the must-haves?
Exactly. It's a fantastic source for that, actually. They might be for beginners, but they're like perfect little blueprints for these really fundamental social moments. We're going to look at the sequences they teach, these core pillars: greeting, transacting, ordering, identifying, and planning. These aren't just words. They're basically social maps. They show you how to navigate.
Okay, sounds good. Let's unpack this then, starting right at the beginning. Conversation 1. Saying hello. This is between Anna and Ben.
Yeah, and what's striking here is how much structure is packed into just 2 lines. Anna starts, "Hi, how are you?" Ben answers, "I'm good, thanks. And you?"
Yeah.
So he gives the info, says thanks, and then this is the key bit. He throws the question right back immediately.
Okay, but, I wonder, just thinking about efficiency, isn't that a bit redundant? Why do we always do that in English? He just said he's good. Why the extra step of confirming Anna's status before you get to the point?
That's a really good question. It gets right to the heart of what linguists sometimes call phatic communication. The point of "how are you" isn't really about getting a health update. It's more about acknowledging each other, building a bit of rapport. It's a ritual.
Ah, okay, like performing politeness.
Exactly. It's not about the data. It's about the social contract, showing you recognize the shared space.
So when Ben asks, "and you?" He's fulfilling his side of that contract. He's saying, okay, I see you, I respect the interaction.
Precisely. Imagine if he just said, "I'm good, thanks," and then bam, about that report.
Yeah, that would feel abrupt. A bit rude, maybe.
Totally. Anna would feel kind of dismissed. So the source points out those specific phrases: "I'm good, thanks," and Anna's, "I'm fine, thank you." They're like checking boxes to make sure it's okay to proceed.
So, takeaway number 1. That reciprocal question in English greetings, it's pretty much mandatory. Skip it, and you risk, well, awkwardness.
Absolutely. The social cost of seeming abrupt definitely outweighs saving, what, 2 seconds?
Okay, that's a good baseline. These scripts are quite rigid. Now, let's shift gears from pure social stuff to functional exchanges. Money involved. We can group conversation 2 at the store and conversation 3 at the cafe. They show 2 different ways transactions happen.
Yeah, comparing them is really useful. The store one, C2, it's all about efficiency. You've got a thing, it has a price, that's it. Customer asks, "Excuse me, how much is this?" Shopkeeper answers, "It's $10. Customer decides, "Okay, I'll take it."
Straight line. Query, answer, purchase. No messing around. Maximum efficiency. What could go wrong there? The only real confirmation needed is the customer saying they'll buy it right.
Pretty much. The failure state is just walking away, or maybe not clearly saying yes. If the customer just kind of nods, the shopkeeper might hesitate. That phrase, "I'll take it," it's the verbal commitment. It completes the interaction pair.
Okay. Simple enough.
But now look at the cafe script, C3. Sarah ordering coffee. This one has to be more open-ended because it's a service situation. The waiter starts broad. "What would you like?" Sarah specifies. "I'd like a coffee, please."
And right here, it splits off from the shopping script. There's this extra essential loop.
Exactly. The waiter has to ask, "Sure, anything else?" This isn't just being nice. It's structurally required. It's partly an upsell chance, sure, but it's mainly about confirming the order is complete.
And it forces a required response from the customer, too.
Yes. No thank you. That phrase is doing a lot of work.
It's basically saying, okay, finish ordering now, you can proceed.
Right. Without that, the waiter's stuck. They'd have to ask again, "Are you sure?" or "Need more time?" If Sarah just paused after ordering the coffee, the waiter's job isn't done. They have to follow up.
So the shopping script assumes the deal is done once you say, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But the ordering script needs that explicit no thank you to close the service loop. The burden shifts.
Perfectly put. That simple anything else changes the whole dynamic.
Interesting. Speaking of mandatory bits, let's jump to conversation 4. On the phone, Tom and Lisa. You mentioned this one is high stakes for identity. I'd say it's also the highest ambiguity, right? No visuals?
Absolutely, and that ambiguity is precisely why the script has this unique formality. Face to face, we know who we're talking to instantly. Mostly. On the phone. Not guaranteed. So the priority shifts. It's verification first, then politeness. It's like a verbal security check.
Look at this sequence. Tom starts with the direct check. Hello, is this Lisa?
Then Lisa has to confirm yes speaking, but instantly she fires back the counter check. Who's calling?
Yeah, the niceties, the how are you? They're completely on hold until both identities are locked down.
Right. Only after Tom says, it's Tom, does Lisa then ask, how are you?
It really is like a little risk assessment built in. If someone answered, who's calling?
Uh,
With, I don't know, none of your business, the whole thing collapses right there. Politeness wouldn't save it.
It absolutely would. The social contract, the relationship status, it has to be established first. Verification before rapport. It's a perfect example, really, of how communication structures adapt to the limits and, frankly, the risks of the channel being used.
That makes me think. Does this change much with texts or video calls? Or is that basic need to confirm identity just kind of baked into any communication where you're not face-to-face? Maybe the who is this is just replaced by checking the caller ID or the profile picture. The need's still there.
That's a great point. The technology changes, the visual cues might change, but that fundamental need for verification, it seems pretty persistent when identity isn't just obvious.
Okay, let's move to our final template. Conversation 5, making plans, John and Mary going to the movies. The goal here is clear. Get from a fuzzy idea to a solid, actionable plan for the future.
Yeah, and this one is maybe the most demanding in terms of needing that explicit confirmation at the end.
Yeah.
A plan is like a mini contract, right? And a contract needs to be sealed.
Sure.
We can call this the confirmation loop.
Okay, looking at the source, the loop seems pretty clear. First, the proposal. Do you want to go to the movies?
Then you get acceptance and negotiation. Sure, what time? Mary's on board with the idea, but needs the details. She introduces that need for specifics.
John gives the specificity, let's go at 7, offers the concrete detail.
But crucially, even now, it's not quite locked in. It's still technically pending. Mary's okay on the time.
And here's the key bit, the verbal sign-off. Mary says, sounds good.
That's it. Sounds good is the ratification. It seals the deal. Remember the cafe needing no thank you?
Yeah.
This is the planning equivalent. That final active agreement, sounds good. Okay, see you then. Confirms the specific detail is accepted. The plan is now locked.
Oh, I can totally relate to messing this up. I remember making plans with someone once. They suggested a time, and I just said, yep, works for me. But I forgot that final little, okay, great, or something. Later on, they messaged asking, so are we confirmed for 5? Because my, yep, works for me, felt like provisional agreement, not the final stamp.
That's a perfect example. It didn't close the loop. That's sounds good or got it or
Yeah.
see you then. That's the signal. We're moving from talking about it to it's happening. Without that clear signal, the social structure kind of leaves it slightly ambiguous, which is exactly what these protocols try to avoid.
Right. So let's pull this all together. These 5 scenarios, even though they're super basic English, they're actually packed with structure. They demand specific responses, often quite ritualistic ones.
Definitely. The 5 functions we looked at, greeting, transaction, ordering, identification, planning, each one comes with a pretty robust, predictable template. They don't just teach what words to use, but how the interaction has to flow. You need that reciprocity in greetings. You need that explicit confirmation or refusal when ordering. You need verification before politeness on the phone. And you need that final ratification for plans.
It's like social muscle memory.
Exactly. When the original source encourages repeating these daily, it's not just about memorizing phrases, it's about internalizing the behavior. It gives learners the confidence to jump in because they have a reliable script for the basics. They know the etiquette. It really unlocks a lot of everyday interaction.
Yeah, makes sense. Repeating it builds the habit. The reciprocal greeting, the polite refusal, the final Sounds good, they become automatic. Smooths things out. Okay, so that leads us to a final thought for you, our listener. We've looked at 5 scripts where things basically go right or are neutral. But life isn't always smooth. Minor problems happen. So, thinking about these structures, what do you think is the single most important script that's missing here? What's the template for dealing with a minor, unexpected problem, like, say, the price rings up wrong at the store,
Yeah.
or John and Mary get to the cinema and the movie's sold out? What's the structure for expressing polite disappointment or raising a small issue? Something for you to maybe mull over.
Always another layer, another structure to find.
Indeed. We'll see you next time for the next deep dive.